Welcome back to Against the Storm. This is where we left off, so we're picking it right up here. So I'm going to continue, and we will load up the next half of the tutorial. The tutorial's in 2 parts. All right, so we have a brand new settlement. It doesn't pick up with the previous one. Press any key to start. This is going to demonstrate new things to us. Villages with low resolve will start leaving, increasing the queen's impatience. Oh. So the impatience goes up if the resolve goes down. Interesting. Keeping resolve exceptionally high will grant passive reputation over time. See now, yeah. This episode of Against the Storm is... I'm going to have to refamiliarize myself with some of these concepts because, again, it's almost been a year since I've played this game. So what it's basically saying here is that the resolve, your resolve of your races, how well they feel about things, affects both your reputation and the queen's impatience. If the resolve goes too low, the impatience will grow faster. If the resolve is high enough, your reputation of your settlement will grow on its own without even your orders being completed, which is really, really important, really great, especially in higher difficulties. So, satisfying your villagers' needs with complex food, homes, and services will increase their resolve. So this shows what they like, the kinds of things that make them happy. Pie, clothing, leisure, religion, biscuits, porridge, oh that's new, human housing, basic housing. There we are. Each species has a different mix of needs. It's hard to please everyone all the time, and boy is that true, because they're different needs and you can only focus on so much in your settlement. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the happiness of one species to increase the happiness of another one. That's just the way it is. All right. Farmers can plant only on farm fields, and those can only be built on fertile soil, which is these yellow squares here. That's fertile soil. So you have to build the farm first, and then the farmers will plant on it once you've built it. Crops are planted in the first season, drizzle, and harvested during the second, clearance. I mentioned this in the previous episode. Build a farm, harvest grain, and serve some ale in a tavern. Yes, you can do all of those things in this game. Let's do it. Reputation points. Choose a blueprint. All right, so we're going to choose a blueprint. It's going to be a small farm. Uses a small number of farm fields nearby to produce vegetables and grain. Okay. Reputation points. You can read about that if you want. This talks about how reputation points work. So, like before, the first thing that we should do is build a woodcutter's camp, because we don't have... Well, let's just see what we have to start with. We have a fair bit of food. We have 5 planks, 24 parts, 10 wood, 20 coal, and 30 tools. Tools are really important, by the way. Tools are like parts a little bit. You use tools. Tools are disposable. It's not, throw away your concept of what tools means in real life or other games. It's a disposable item that you use to achieve something. in the game, and they're very, very expensive in effort to produce more of. So we'll get to that later. At the moment, though, it does seem that I'm going to have to deal with my housing by building 3 settlements and at least 1 woodcutter's camp. We'll put the woodcutter's camp here. And we'll put... Oh, I don't even have housing yet. I don't have housing because I haven't been given the blueprint. Alright, we'll put the second woodcutter's camp over here then. Open up these 2 glades. I've just assigned humans and lizards to this woodcutter's camp because we only have 3 beavers. Alright, we got our orders. Let's check them out. The orders are to use a small to make a small farm, to build one, and to plant or to create 6 farm fields. So each square counts as a field. That means food production. So this isn't a camp, it's food production. It's a little different. It's not portable, it's not mobile, it doesn't have wheels. So we're going to stick it here because we can't move it once we've placed it. And you'll notice that it's got a really short range. Really short range. And the square around it, which is its range, is turning those fields from yellow to green. Although... Oh yeah, there we go. So you can see that they're green once they're inside the white square. And so you want as many fields as possible inside your farm's range. So we're going to put the farm there, which is exactly where it should be. And at this point, you want to make farm fields. And left and drag to construct. So you can just drag over them like this. Oh yeah. So it's basically a range. So you select the range of, and just like that, you've got, you've assigned farm fields to be built. Let's watch and see what happens. So they have to build each field individually. They're quick. They don't cost any resources, but they take time for your free workers to actually construct. So I'm going to stick a... Oh, humans. Okay. So here, this is a decision you can make every once in a while. If you discover that one of your races has a perk or an affinity to production working here, like humans do, it probably would be a good idea to check out where the rest of your humans are. And there is a key that does it. There is a key. Just 1 second while I try to find it. All right. Okay. So I figured out there's overlays. Let me show you overlays real quick. Overlays in this game will give you information while you're holding down a button. So if I hold down Control, you can see small farm. So this is production. This is the kind of things that they grow in the small farm. I hold down Control and I can just see that visually. B is a resources overlay. So that lets you see, if I hold down B, you can see that these meat icons show up here. So you're like, oh, hey, where can I find resources that are still, that I can use? There they are. So the icons help you find resources on the map, because just visually, it can be a little bit difficult. You might mistake these flowers for just decoration, background foliage, but no, it's a resource. It makes plant fiber. And the big one that I wanted to show you, that the reason I was looking for this was Alt. So if you hold on Alt, you can see who is working in every building. So nobody's working the small farm. Woodcutters has 2 humans and a lizard. This Woodcutters has 3 beavers. This Ancient Hearth has a lizard. This is really, really helpful because what I need right now is I need the small farm to be tended to by humans. Why? Because humans have a buff. They have an affinity to farming, whereas lizards do not. So what I'm going to do immediately is I'm going to go to this woodcutter's camp because it has humans, and I'm going to remove a human, and I'm going to replace it with a lizard. So you can just you can replace these with another race at any time, this slot. So now we've got a human and 2 lizards, and we've got a free human. So we can go over here and we can add both of them humans, just like that. So now we have better farmers rather than assigning a lizard to the farm like I was going to before I noticed that. So there we go, unpause. So being that it's drizzle for the next 4 minutes, you're going to... Oh, you know what? You're going to see them planting. And why are there not these 6 fields being produced? Reason is this icon here. I think this icon is a warning that there aren't enough free workers to do it. So you have to free up some workers. And the best way to do that, because we'd only have 9 people, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So absolutely everybody is employed at the moment and no one is free. So I'm going to remove a beaver and I'm going to remove a lizard. And that's going to free up 2 workers to go and produce these fields. You'll notice the warning icons went away. So that's what that meant. Now if they get over here quick enough, the humans can work on planting in those fields. I'm not sure how fast the humans can do these. Choose a cornerstone. All right. The queen wants to give us a favor. Barrel delivery line. Barrels are important. Barrels are for making ale. And you can construct barrels if you have the right tools. Or you can accept a perk like this and you get 5 barrels every single minute for free. Farming tools, 50% to the amount of goods produced in small farms. Oh dear. Oh dear. Which to choose? Which to choose? Well, I don't want to make barrels, and I'm going to need them. So I'm going to pick this one and just deal with the fact that farms are slow. But you watch, something else will give me the ability to make barrels or something like that. This is the roguelike nature of the game coming out again. All right. So now we've got... This lizard is almost done working. The humans are busy planting more. Orders ready to complete. Let's see what my orders say. All right. I've got... Oh yeah, I needed to have the fields made. So I needed 6. Now I'm going to get 2 humans and 25 barrels as a reward. See, I didn't need to take that perk. I didn't need it, but now it's too late to change my mind. That's how the game works. That's how the game works. If I had noticed this, which I didn't, ahead of time, I would have been like, oh, hey, well, I'm getting 2 barrels as a reward for this objective anyway, so why don't I just take the faster farming? That's a consequence of not looking ahead. Delivered. All right. So, home and hearth. That's the next order. We want to have 2 woodcutters camps, which we already do, and we want to have 2 shelters, which we do not. We're going to pick the shelter as our next building, like we've done in the past. And we're going to make shelters. Let's put one here. And we'll put another one here. And we should do 3 because, honestly, we have enough unemployed people. Or not unemployed, sorry, homeless people. So, pretty soon, it's always a good idea, which I didn't do again, is to look at the rewards. We get 3 parts, 2 beavers, and 20 stone. Alright, so you think about what am I going to use that for? And what do I not need to choose as a perk because it's giving me this instead? Things like that. So we're going to get 2 beavers pretty soon, which I can use to replenish the woodcutter camps, and we can use stone for other things probably. I can't remember what stone is used for, to be honest. I'm going to direct their woodcutting. See, if you don't direct their woodcutting, they just chop down random trees. So, drizzle is for another 3 minutes, which means that the humans will plant until the 3 minutes is up. They're just going to keep planting and keep planting. And when the drizzle season is over, they will stop planting. And then these crops will be ready to harvest. And then they'll harvest them. So you want to get farming as early as possible in your drizzle season, which is what we're doing. Oh, check this out. This is called a slickshell broodmother. It's weird. It's like a snail creature of some kind. And what it does, it's got 15 charges. It just sits there. It's like a dead snail creature. I think it's dead. I hope it's dead, because they're going to pick at it 15 times, and each time they pick at it, they're going to produce a piece of meat and a 20% chance of leather. Orders are ready. All right, let's get our beavers and our parts and our stone. So the next objective is a small trapper's camp. Yes. And we have to get meat in the small trapper's camp. Rewards are lots of fabric, lots of bricks, and lots of planks. Very nice. So trapper's camp is coming next. And that's going to be from the slickshell broodmother. Small slick shells are crawling out of the openings in the... That's how it works. Okay, so it's a creature that has a shell, and small creatures, small slick shells, are crawling out of the openings in the broodmother's shell. It's easy to collect them. So a trapper's camp, they'll go up to this thing and they'll just pick the offspring off of the back of this weird snail creature, and they'll collect that, and that's meat and sometimes leather. This is a weird game. Small trapper's camp. Meat, insects, eggs. There you go. Let's make that right away. Small trapper's camp. And you'll notice again, like before, if I was over here and I'm picking it, the icons show up. Tell me where to put it. It's very nice. It has to be to the point where the resource is inside your range. You'll notice that. So you want to put it somewhere in there. So this is probably just fine. We'll put it here because all 3 are accessible. on pause. Oh, I think they're gonna get all of this farmland. That's good. You don't always get all of it planted. It depends on how things go. You know, you gotta have your workers, you gotta have enough time, and they'll plant. The humans are quicker. All right. Trapper's camp. Now guess who's good at trapping? Lizards are good at trapping. So we want to put lizards in the trapper's camp. However, yeah, I have a lizard in this woodcutter's camp. Let's change the lizard to a human because I did get the extra humans. Oh wait, I got beavers. That's right. I got the beavers as a reward for an objective, didn't I? So let's just change all of these to beavers. There we go. And this woodcutter's camp over here already has beavers, but we might as well put a human in to flesh it out. And then that leaves us with 3 workforce free, and we will put a lizard here. And it's the same one as before. It has a 10% chance of doubling the yield. So the lizards are going to work these slick shell brood mothers. Okay, we want 5 meat. Here comes the lizard. And the lizard is over here picking small slick shells off of the broodmother shell. It's very disgusting, but they're really good at it. So the lizard is doing his job. Meanwhile, yeah, you can see his progress. It's like anything. They got their progress. Now he's going to take it back, put it in the camp. And this one's going to do the same thing in a moment. So now we got 1 meat. And now we got 2 meat. And there's a 10% chance that 2 will come at a time because they're lizards. And some species are better at things than others. That's just the way life works. Alright, so here comes meat number 4. Oh, see, it went from 2 to 4. That was in one guy. He brought double yield because he's a lizard. Now we got 6. Now we can go and turn this in. And we'll get our fabric, bricks, and planks, which is very nice. And this time we want a smokehouse. You can see the game is getting pretty complex now, right? We want to build a smokehouse, and we want to enable meat in the jerky recipe and make 20 jerky. Jerky is... The lizards love jerky. Makes them very happy. So, I think other species like jerky as well, but the lizards really like it. So now, let's choose the new building. Smokehouse. So at this time, it doesn't. This is the kind of thing where it doesn't matter where you put it. It's food production. Food production smokehouse. It looks like it requires 5 planks and 2 fabric to produce. Oh, look at this! Oh, is that sweet? You get those white lines before you place it, so you can choose the most strategic place to put your building based on who can supply it. Oh, I love it. That's great. So the woodcutters camps, but you got to keep in mind that if it's drawing from a camp like this woodcutters camp right here, that you'll be moving those camps later. But your more permanent emplacements, you know, are different. And so this trapper's camp is also mobile. But the thing is, your smokehouse is not mobile. So I will put the smokehouse here, I guess. Maybe here. How about here? We got 2 free workers that are going to build it. I can probably spare one of these. I can probably spare this human to help build. So they're going to bring the ingredients to build the smokehouse. And the smokehouse is built from 5 planks and 2 fabric, and there it goes. It's being constructed. You can set priorities, you know, like if you want one building over another. Oh, look at this. So the drizzle season has just ended, and we've just entered the clearance season for the next 4 minutes and 16 seconds. And you'll notice that in the farm, magically, everything has grown up. So whatever you have planted at the transition between drizzle and clearance will grow up, and it's ready to harvest. That's the way it works. I'm not sure what happens to it if it's still needing harvesting and the storm shows up. Maybe it just vanishes. I don't think I've ever found that out. Newcomers. Oh gosh, here we go. More newcomers. All right. I think I'll take the 2 humans and the lizard, and we can use this grain. We're going to be using the grain anyway, right? Let's look at our orders again. Oh, more barrels are rewarded. Okay, so we got the 25 barrels from here and another 20 barrels from completing this one. So we really don't have to make barrels at all. I didn't have to choose the barrel perk because right now we've got barrels coming in every minute. And I didn't need to choose that. I shouldn't have chose that. Builder's pack perk. Any builder can carry 5 additional items. That's cool. So what that means is with this perk, all your builders, so whoever's going to build a building, not people taking goods to the warehouse, building builds from the buildings, like you need wood or planks, you can carry 10 items, 5 additional. +1 to meat production, that'll help. So this is going to be a nice objective to complete. Here is our smokehouse, which is now done. And I'm going to assign... Oh my goodness. Lizards have a double affinity in the smokehouse. Specialization bonus. Unfortunately, I can't mouse over it to figure out what the well, it's fire and meat, obviously, but we'll find out when I pick him. Here we go. Comfortable. Oh! Okay, so if a worker is comfortable in a particular work environment, it's different from being proficient. In this case, he's comfortable and proficient, which is fantastic. But this worker gains +5 to his resolve, whereas proficiency means that he has a 10% chance of doubling yield. You want lizards in your smokehouse. Absolutely. So I have 4 lizards. Where are they? Oh, I have 4 lizards. One is in the hearth. Needs to be on the hearth. 2 are in the trapper's camp. And 1 is in the smokehouse. So what I would do if I was in higher difficulty, I'll just do it, is I would actually trade out a human, even though it's less efficient, just because it's that more important to have the lizard working here. You know, I don't have any more lizards to put here. I don't want to give up the lizard working the hearth. I could just. It's more beneficial to me, or to the community, to have the lizards on the smokehouse than it is on the trapper's camp. So we'll put the lizard here because they're going to be proficient and comfortable. So now the lizard resolve will go up, which is right here. And that's very beneficial to your game. So now let's unpause and see what happens. Oh, enable meat in the jerky recipe. All right, that's important. So we're not going to be making pottery or incense. We are going to be making jerky only. And we're going to be enabling meat. So rather than... Wait. Enable meat in the jerky recipe. Oh, okay. So by default, the jerky recipe is wood plus insects. Now, it's wood or these. It's if I enable coal, it's wood or coal. If I disable wood, it's only coal. So we want just wood only. And for here, it's insects or meat, if I click on this. So if we have insects, it'll use them. If you have meat, it'll use them. But by default, the meat was not selected, and that's what the instruction was telling us. If we want to save our insects for something else, we just unclick it here. Lots and lots of control in this game. So we've done that. 20 jerky in the smokehouse. That's what we have to do. So these guys are running off to get their ingredients. They're bringing wood. Now they're bringing meat. This one must have eaten one of them on the way over. Now all three of them are making jerky. Now go back to the recipe. You can see that 4 meat makes 10 jerky, which is good. You want that because 10 jerky is food. So you're turning 4 food items into 10 food items. You can see how beneficial the smokehouse is then, right? Because you're turning the food into something more efficient to use for a larger population, because everybody eats. And if you're going to eat a piece of meat or a piece of jerky, you know, it's better to make the jerky. And later on in the game, when you're playing for real, you can actually restrict the meat consumption so that nobody eats the meat and everybody only eats the jerky. You can actually do that. Or you can even restrict it so that certain races can eat certain things and stuff like that. That's all able to be controlled in this game. So now we've got all this jerky being made, which is fantastic. We got 30 being made. We only need 20 for the achievement. Nice little animations here. You can see that got some steam, got some smoke. Over here you've got the humans harvesting the grain and the vegetables. Here you can see they're producing both. They're both on a coffee break. I wonder what these woodcutters are doing. Moving goods to warehouse, pitching goods to store. See, they're not chopping trees like they should be. Alright, the jerky will be done any moment now. Oops, 2. Double yield. Wow, man. So that means we have 40 jerky instead of 30. This is fantastic. Now, if you go up to the food, you can see, what do we have? Oh, now isn't that interesting? Why doesn't it show up there? It's curious. Curious the jerky doesn't show up here. I wonder why that is. Maybe it needs to be in the warehouse before it shows up there. So they're moving goods to warehouse. Oh, yep, that's what it was. It needs to be in the warehouse. For some reason, I guess that's the way it is here. So you can see the jerky shows up on the food tab up here. So we have 129 food items. And that means 129 divided by 16 people that are each eating. And I don't know how often they eat. I'll have to look into that. But that is an important thing to consider. Orders are ready to complete. Let's do that. And now we will get our perks. Extra meat. Very nice. And at this time, I'm gonna end the episode here, and then I'll do the next one the next day. So that's it for this one. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.